Jeff Chan at MMAShredded just posted a really interesting video. He posted a sparring round that kind of got a little choppy, and he challenged the viewer to try to figure out who was at fault, who escalated things first. Now, first of all, this is a brilliant video idea, and MMAShredded is one of my top 5 martial arts YouTube channels, one of my favorites. But this made me feel like a detective, like going frame by frame. But most importantly, sparring intensity and sparring etiquette is one of my favorite topics to talk about. So I thought I would break this down and give you my findings to find out like which one of these guys is the asshole. Now, before I get started watching this thing, if you've not done this yet, go do it now. I will link Jeff's original video up there. Go watch it. It's an uninterrupted round. And you decide, because this was a really fun exercise. I want you to go watch it right now, comment on his video, what you think, who you think is at fault, and then come back and we'll compare notes. I always think it's funny how 2 different people can be looking at the same thing and see 2 totally different things. Ooh, we begin this with the spiciest of baps. Yikes! And he's like, Nah, man, it ain't about that. Look, he looked over at the camera like, damn it. Yeah.
What's up, guys? It's Jeff Chan from MMAShredded.
It's Jeff Chan. Now, Jeff, I'm guessing Primo probably, pays a little bit for this. And did they insist that the shorts be in the frame? Because this is an interesting choice that you've made, how you frame this shot. Or, and I know this because I'm guilty of it as well, are you just super proud of your legs? They look great. I've done that where I've made sure the legs are in the frame because martial artists tend to be a little bit more developed down bottom and a little less developed up top. But either way, whether you're making money or showing off those gams, you're doing a good job.
And today I need your opinion, regardless of how much negative comments.
He needs my opinion.
So I was sparring one of my teammates, Misha, and
teammate?
I have no idea who escalated the sparring match.
Who escalated?
After watching the tape. But don't worry, Misha and I are still friends, and
Listen.
his jaw is feeling fine.
His jaw is feeling fine. Jeff, why'd you have to put that in there, man? His jaw is feeling fine. He's my friend and we're teammates and I'm not really sure what went wrong, but yeah, I fucked him up. Jeff. All right, so here we go. We're into the round and look how light and friendly they are, but I want you to look at Misha's hands and his posture. Jeff is very elusive, explosive, and in great shape. I don't know whether Misha's tired or this is just how he moves, but you could tell he's much looser and he's not in there. Now Jeff watch this again. Now Jeff very politely caught a kick here and then lets it go. That's important because that's going to be the key. Now he tries a little leaping left hook here and he's going to do it a couple times. He's always working on something specific so he can show it in a video, and you're going to see that leaping left hook a lot. And he's doing it very light, but he's very accurate. And now Misha sort of runs across like that's not very technical. So I don't know whether there's a skill disparity here or it's the fatigue, but he's doing a lot of things that are fundamentally wrong and picking his chin up. And Jeff's distance management and accuracy is on point. So you can't boom, he got him with the little lunging fencing style right there. They tie up a little bit. It's all still friendly. Everything here is still friendly. He lets Misha box him to the body a little bit. Misha throws a kick that lands on the hip, touches him with the jab. This is all still good. Now Jeff lunges a lot and is explosive, and it can look like he's now right there. That's important. Watch this. So Misha was gonna kind of brute force him there, but pulled it back, didn't even touch him. And so those kicks just look a little sloppy, but not hard. He's not throwing them hard. But Jeff is still crisp. Now, Nate I train a guy named Nate, who you might be familiar with. He's extremely accurate. So people think he's just hitting people a lot. He's not really hitting that hard. And I think that knee. So I think that's what happens with Jeff. I think he hits people a lot, and it's the volume, and it adds up, and it can be frustrating. But none of these shots so far have been hard. In my opinion. Now, I'm not the one there. I'm not the one feeling it. I don't know what they talked about or agreed upon. But one of the clues that we got early on was that they are teammates, which means Misha is probably a professional fighter or high-level amateur, and he's familiar with Jeff. So we can reasonably assume that. Now watch this knee from Misha, and then watch what Misha does afterwards, because this knee didn't look like much, but the point of the knee hit kind of hard, and I think it probably didn't feel good. It's look, and he gets ready, because I guess he might have thought that Jeff was going to come for him. He threw that little knee in there, little cheeky little, like, And then he's like, okay, all right. And he puts his hands up a little higher than he's had them previously. But it's still light. We're still good. It hasn't escalated yet. Jeff is still relaxed. He's just kind of almost pushing his punches in, and the leaping left hook again. Watch, he kind of pushes that right hand through instead of like putting snap on it. Push. And that's just a way to show a person that you could have got him without hurting him. Yeah, he's like, that's fine. He just kind of got caught. Misha got caught with a little overhand right here. And it made a little snap noise. And he's like, that's fine. He's good. That wasn't hard. But he's just doing some things that are fundamentally incorrect. And there it was. This is what I think happened, Jeff. You have been catching his kicks the whole round and just letting him down. I don't think it was the knee, because you were still cool after that. I think it was this right here. Let's go back. I think that bothered you. I think it did, or it could have. I think because you've been catching his kicks and letting him down, and I don't think he even punched you hard, but I saw your head move. You've been catching the kicks and going, okay, we're done. I'm going to let this down. That's what I do when I spar with, say, Cliff. If I catch his kick, I only caught his kick because he threw it slow enough for me to catch it, so I don't try to finish him or knock him down. If he has a fight coming up, I don't want to twist his knee or his ankle or whatever. We catch each other's kicks because we threw him slow to begin with, and then we let him down. So when someone catches your kick and punishes it mercilessly, but you were throwing the kick slow, or in this case, when you catch someone's kick and you don't immediately dump them or sweep them, and I heard a little boom, and I heard a little huh. I think it was Misha that grunted, and after that kick was a little authoritative. It wasn't, and what's funny, it's not as good as Jeff can kick. It was like, I want to put some impact, and then these little scramble off right hands. That's sort of a staple of his style. So I don't really think that necessarily indicates roughness yet. But that kick right before that was it made a little different noise than the rest. And then there's another kick that I think hurt him, where I think your knee, that kick to the body, it was clean, but it was like knee to ankle, like whole shin into the body. And he's already tired. He's already kind of like loose and tired. And that leaping left hook followed by his right kick were both harder than anything we've seen previously. That leaping left hook had a little more, that hurt. This leaping left hook had a little more snap, and then the sound on Misha's kick means he didn't just like turn his hip over and throw a kick, he added a little like knee extension, a little meanness to it at the end. You can tell by how the leg ends, boom, the noise, and by how the leg ends up going like out kind of straight. And you move like this. So then that was, yeah, here we go. It's getting spicy. Kick his leg out from under him. And normally in a friendly one, when we kick each other's legs out from under him, normally you boom, boom. You sort of acknowledge that certain things only happen as easily as they did because it was sparring, so you kind of let people off the hook. It just sort of depends. Every gym culture is different. That's how we do things. And from watching the beginning of this round, I assume that's how they do things. But you see this is where Jeff just got kicked, and he's turned like this. And, he threw a spicy left hook. Misha threw a pretty mean little kick here. I think it was you caught his kick and he punched you in the face, and then your left body kick, I don't think was really out of line, but it was a little harder than maybe what you would normally do or had been doing, and he felt like it was on. And then you hit that leaping left hook with a good bit more pop than you threw with the other ones. The other ones you threw all like this. This one you threw like this for a little more power. It looked like you were trying to put a little more snap on it. And then when he kicked you back and turned you sideways like this, Jeffy don't like that. So what happens next? Let's look at it. Ooh, that right hand was real. And then look, Jeff's like, Jeff, man, you threw that. You're like, it's going down. And the big man's going to do what he should do, which is try to clinch you up. And that knee, look at his face. That knee he threw was hard. That was much harder than the first one. Let's go back. This is a little feeler, and watch this. Nip, bop, whoa. And he barely got away with this. That knee hurt. That left hook was rough. And now you're breaking free. And then I think we have one more exchange. He realizes, I'm tired. Jeff is not. No. The uppercut got him. And he's like, yeah. No, we're good. So that's kind of where I think it happened. I think it all stems back to right here. This moment is where I think it went south. And I don't think he hit you hard. I think it was that, he hit at a time where you could have done something different here, and you had previously just let his kicks go. And he did that. So you see this body language change. Jeff goes like, all right. And it wasn't an immediate turn up or anything like that, because that punch wasn't that rough. It was a hard kick to set up a soft punch. So we're still like, I still think that's okay, because you can kick each other's legs kind of hard. But it was just that you had kicked him harder than you had previously. You surprised him there, and that body kick was not out of line, but it did hurt him. So he did feel an increase in your intensity. Had you started the round like that, if you start a round kind of intense like that, people should know. And then if you start a round intense like that, a lot of the things that happened in between wouldn't. That knee was hard. That thing was hard. I've been, big guy pulling down on you, kneeing you in the body. But then you guys did a good job. Misha Misha does something here. Let's talk about this. Misha actually kind of wins this one as far as maturity goes, because it's a hard thing to do as a adult man who's training at fighting, to like acknowledge and say, hey, look, I don't want you to hit me hard again. I don't want to do this anymore. And he does the grown-up thing and says like, yo, we need to chill. But I think in this case, Misha acknowledged that it was out of line and out of hand, and it was only going to get worse for everybody. Even if it gets out of hand and you win, what's the thing? Like you beat him up and then you're the asshole. Like if you beat a guy up in sparring, regardless of who started it, because I've been on both ends of that. I've been the guy where a guy was totally out of line and I beat his ass, and I've been the guy who apparently was out of line and got my ass beat. And I've been on every different permutation, every combination of those circumstances. Nobody feels good at the end. You don't walk away feeling like, yeah, I showed that guy what's up. If you're a decent human being, you walk away going like, damn, why didn't I just say, yo, chill? So I'm so glad that this, especially since you guys are friends and teammates, that this didn't turn out worse. And I think that this was a wonderful exercise and a good learning moment for people. So shout out to Jeff Chan at MMAShredded for posting this stuff, because not a lot of people are willing to put themselves out there like that and post all their sparring footage. And I think it's tremendous what he's doing, because it gives you an insight into what it's like to spar and train at a high level. And let me know what you think about the breakdown format. I know I've dabbled in it before. I don't love doing it unless I find it's something interesting, something I like to talk about, or I have something valuable to add to.